Who's your emergency contact? Who should we notify in the case of death? Welcome to the USP, where I spent the last 2+ decades of my life. Now, I'm in bloody Beaumont right now. And, today I'm going to tell you about the DWB, the Dirty White Boys. When I first entered the system, that's all you heard about when it came to the white boy gang. These guys are neo-Nazis, skinheads, separatists, whatever. I don't know how they really classify themselves, but they're a gang. And back in the days when I first entered the system, these dudes were, the soldiers for the Aryan Brotherhood. And they were, they were on the front line. They were known throughout the system. You always hear about the dirty white boys. I'm not even sure exactly where they're from, but they don't just recruit from wherever they originated from. So also you got to understand in the penitentiary is that everything is claimed. This is a black TV. This is a white TV. This is a Mexican TV. This is a black table. This is a white table. This is a Mexican tables. All the way down to sales. When you come into a unit, everybody in that unit has claimed sales already. Oh, this is the Florida sales. This is the Texas dude sale. This is the DC sale. This is the Asian Islanders sale. Everybody claims territory in the penitentiary. And if you go into a cell and they tell you, hey, this is a DC cell, and you don't want to move, they're going to remove you because you're not honoring the politics that these people that live here has established. So these dirty white boys, again, they were in my buddy Rudy's unit, and they had an independent white boy, okay? Like, as far as the white boys go, if you're not a gang member, you run independent. But the independent white boys are, in essence, themselves a gang. They have their shot callers, they put in work, they do all that. But they're just not part of the, most of them are not part of that racist shit. And they're not affiliated with any of these prison gangs. But by no means are they any less of a man or gangster or convict than the gang members. And through the history, since I've been in a joint, a lot of times when the gang members try to push up on these independent white boys too much, the independent white boys all get together and they take off on the gang members. It's happened in every penitentiary that I've been to. When this particular incident, they got a white boy that come in and they put him in a DWB cell. And the white boy, he's good size, probably like 6'1". I'm not sure how much he weighs or anything, but he's a good sized dude. He's not little like me or anything. Well, his cellie is a dirty white boy. And there's like 3 or 4 of them in the unit. But they tell the white boy that just come off the bus because he's running independent, while the dirty white boys are gang members. And usually gang members want to live with other gang members. They don't want, like everybody always want to be with their own. So they tell the white boy, they say, hey man, this is a WB cell. You got to find your place, you got to find another place to live. But that white boy felt like they was trying to punk him and force him to move out. So he felt some type of way and he refused. Because he's not trying to, just have somebody move him around. Oh, you go live over here or go live over there. He was his own man. Hence the word independent. And he didn't feel like anybody should tell him what to do. So when the dirty white boys approach him and tell him, hey, he got to go find another place to live, He bucked. He refused. Now, like I mentioned before, it doesn't matter how tough you are. It doesn't matter how badass you are, what type of dude you are. When somebody trying to get you, they're going to find a way to get you. So what had happened is these white boy went and got some wine. You know, they played it off like it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't an issue. And they started drinking. They invited him. They were drinking in his cell. Not his, but the dirty white boy that the independent dude is living in. But there's 3 dirty white boys in that cell and an independent dude. And they started drinking. They got him drunk and whooped him. All 3 of them jumped on him, knocked him out. And while he's unconscious, they're jumping on top of his head like a trampoline over and over and over again. You know, when you're in a confrontation, I always repeat, when you're getting your ass whooped, if you're sitting there just taking abuse, getting your ass whooped for a minute, that seems like a lifetime. You know, 2 minutes, it's forever. So imagine this dude in a cell with 3 other white boys just getting stomped out for like 10 to 15 minutes. Like, he was getting fucked up so bad he wasn't even able to scream for help before he got knocked out. Now, the reason he got knocked out, the reason he got beat up, the reason he got stomped out was quite simple. You didn't respect protocol. You didn't respect the politics that exists in the penitentiary. You thought you were above it. You got to understand that everybody in the penitentiary is there for something, especially at the level we're at. We're either prone to violence, we're psychologically fucked up, or we're part of organized gang. If you're part of organized gang, you already know that you just can't be no do boy and get put on. That gang felt that you were some type of dude that you was worthy to wear their patch. So they recruit you and put you on their team. So you're around gangsters. You're around dudes that don't have any issues with violence. And in the environment you're in, everybody's about saving face. Because there's no secrets in the penitentiary. So what would the dirty white boy look like trying to go tell this independent dude to move out of their cell, and then the independent dude refused, and they don't do nothing to him? You know, the little shit can make you lose all respect by the rest of the people on the compound. I know sometimes it's hard to imagine that we live this way, that we think this way. But that's the way we think. That's the way we operate. It's all about respect. The white boy didn't want to respect the dirty white boys by finding himself another cell because maybe he thought he was tough, maybe he thought he can whoop one of them, or even maybe 2 of them. But it's hard to fight your way out of 3 people, especially in such a confined quarters. So they stomped on his head. They kicked him, stomped on his head for like 10 to 15 minutes. Now, we don't think he died. None of us ever saw him again. But there was rumors that he's not the same. You can't get your head kicked in. You can't have a grown-ass man, somebody else that's weighing 190 or 200 plus, just jumping up and down on your head like a trampoline and not expect there to be any type of brain damage. You know. But that's, for those people that go into the system, if you're out there fucking around and get caught up, one thing I'm going to emphasize is that respect the system. There's these dudes that's been there before you, and they've been doing this, and they've been living this, and some of them, this is all they know. So if you don't respect protocols, if you don't respect boundaries, then you're going to end up a body. You're going to end up a body quick. And there's no one there to save you. The CEO is not going to make it up there in time if someone was trying to kill you. Because the CEO is not sitting next to you every day. It's not walking with you to chow. It's not going through the yard with you. You know, they're safely tucked away in their gun towers with their rifle and flash grenades. You know, at any given time, the CEOs can lock their office door so you don't bother them. So when he didn't respect the protocol, when he didn't respect, you know, the DWB, they taught him a lesson. Stomped his ass out, and I don't know if I'm correct or not, but the word came back that he was fucked up in the brain. You can't not have a grown man jump up and down on your head and don't think that shit is gonna cause any damage. I don't want to say that he brought that shit upon himself, but you should have been aware of it. And that's another thing, is that you got to be aware of your surroundings. You know, every time I go somewhere, I have a habit to always try to memorize the venue, where the exit door is, where's the kitchen door is, where's the bathroom door, who's sitting next to me, who's sitting behind me. I know that being out here, I don't have to be like that. You know, for the most part, I'm safe. But these are habits that's conditioned into me for the last 20 plus decades. You know, one, when you go into a unit, you're brand new. All the sales downstairs, upstairs, it's already been claimed by somebody. And if you don't respect that, well, you're gonna get your fucking head stomped out like this white boy did. Welcome to the USP. See you guys next time.